Hello, so this is A-level mathematics and today we are going to start with quadratics. So first we must know the standard form of a quadratic equation, that is y equals ax square plus bx plus c. And this A tells about the shape of the quadratic curve and c is the y-intercept. Next we are going to discuss the completed square form or the vertex form. This is the y equals ax minus b whole square plus c is the completed square form. Now what information does it give? This a tells about the shape of the curve. This x minus b tells about the turning point, the x coordinate of the turning point. X minus b equals 0 and x equals b is the turning point of the quadratic curve, and this c tells about the turning point of the y coordinate. So y equals c is the turning point of the y coordinate. If a is positive, then the graph would be cup upwards and the value of y would be minimum, and if a is negative, then the graph would be cup downwards and y is maximum. Our third form is the root form, which is y equals ax minus bx minus c. Over here this a will tell again about the shape of the graph. If a is positive, it would be a cup upwards, and if a is negative, it would be a cup downwards. And x minus b and x minus c would tell about the x-intercepts. So x equals b is one of the root, and x minus c is equals to 0 and x equals to c would be another root. So these two would tell us about the root or the x-intercepts, and this a would tell us about the shape of the curve. Now in A-level exam, the examiner does not talks about the completed square form. In fact, the examiner says that express this quadratic equation in the form ax minus b whole square plus c, which is understood to be a completed square form. Now let's learn how to convert a standard ax square plus bx plus c form into a completed square form. So our step number 1 would be to make the coefficient of x square to be 1. Over here we have a coefficient 2, so what we can do is we can take 2 common from the whole expression. So we have taken 2 common from the whole expression. This becomes x square minus 8x plus 22. Our step number 2 is to add and subtract the half of the coefficient of x. So this is an important step. Do see it carefully. This is the coefficient of x, which is negative 8x. Divide this coefficient by 2. This would become negative 4, and add the square and subtract the square. Do not consider the sign over here. You simply have to add the square plus 4 square and negative 4 square. This is your step number 2. Now our next step would be simply to write this as it is. Now what we can do is to take this x, take this negative sign, and take this 4 and make it a complete square. We have completed our square. I am repeating. Take this x, this negative sign, and this 4, which have completed our square. Now we can write the rest as it is, which is negative 4 square plus 22. Now what we can do is we just simply have to simplify it. 2x minus 4 whole square minus 16 plus 22 to x minus 4 whole square 22 minus 16 is plus 6, and this completes our operation. One more step we can do is write 2x minus 4 whole square and multiply this 2 with 6. This would become plus 12. Now we can compare it with the standard form, or we can compare this with the standard form. So this is a is equals to 2, b is equals to 4, and c is equals to 12. Our next question is that express 4x square minus 24x plus 48 in the form 2x minus a whole square plus b. Now that's a bit tricky question. Let's first perform our normal completing square operation. Step number 1 would be to take 4 common, make x square 1, the coefficient of x square to be 1. Our next step, second step would be to take the coefficient of x to be 6 and divide it by 2 and add the square and subtract the square. Now we can simplify it and we can write it into the standard completed square form, 4x minus 3 whole square plus 3, and we can take 3 outside. Now that's our completed square form, 4x minus 3 whole square plus 12. Now we need to make x 2x. How can we do it? We have to make it into a square form, like 4 is 2 square. Now see this is 2 square and this is x minus 3 whole square. So we must know that a square b square can be written as ab whole square. So we have written this into the form 2x minus 3 ab whole square, 2x minus 3 whole square. Now I can write this as 2x minus 6 whole square. So this becomes 2x minus 6 whole square plus 12, which is the form which we want, 2x minus a whole square plus b. So this a equals 6 and this b equals 12. Now the next thing we are going to do is sketch of a quadratic curve. If you are given the equation ax square plus bx plus c, then if a is positive, then the curve is cupped upwards, and if a is negative, then the curve is cupped downwards, just like this. This will have a minimum point if a is 0, and this will have a maximum point if a is less than 0. So now we have discussed how would the shape of the curve would look like. Now we would move on to finding the stationary point or the turning point. Stationary point is found from the completed square form. If we have an equation y equals 3x minus 2 whole square plus 7, then our turning point x coordinate would be x equals 2 is the turning point x coordinate, and y equals 7 is the turning point's y coordinate. So 2 comma 7 is our turning point or the stationary point. Now let's see how can we find the y-intercept. Y-intercept is found when x is equals to 0. So in the standard equation, y is equals to 2x square plus 5x plus 4. When x equals to 0, the y-intercept would be 4. So this is our y-intercept. X-intercept is found when y is equals to 0. So over here 3x minus 2, x plus 1, x minus 2, x equals to 2 is one of the intercept, x-intercept, and x equals to negative 1 is the other intercept. That's it for part 1 of quadratics, and I will make another video. Do like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.